Good evening, and welcome to your AIDailyPress evening podcast for April 9, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, we've been closely following the situation in the Middle East, where the closure of the Strait of Hormuz has led to a significant disruption in global energy exports, causing crude oil prices to spike. The uncertainty surrounding Iran's uranium inventory has also raised concerns about global nuclear security. We urge all parties involved to prioritize diplomacy and cooperation to address these pressing issues. In other news, we've been keeping an eye on the developments in Welsh politics as the country prepares for its upcoming elections on May 7th. Plaid Cymru, a party that has never won a Welsh election, has unveiled its ambitious manifesto, outlining plans to reduce NHS waiting times, introduce universal childcare, and provide greater security for renters. The party's leader, roundup Iorwerth, has emphasized his desire for a cooperative approach, seeking common ground with other parties to pass legislation and implement their policies. Finally, we've been tracking the impact of these global events on our daily lives, from the cost of living to the well-being of citizens around the world. As the situation continues to unfold, we'll be bringing you updates and analysis. Good night. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Walter, and then shall and know what's right now. Firstly, North Korea has conducted a series of military tests, including the deployment of cluster bomb warheads on ballistic missiles, significantly enhancing its nuclear-capable forces. This escalation comes at a time when diplomatic efforts between North Korea and the international community have stalled, with tensions rising between North and South Korea. Secondly, NATO chief Mark Rutte met with President Trump in Washington to discuss the future of the partnership amidst heightened tensions over issues like Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. Although the discussion was described as frank and open, it's unclear whether any concrete agreements were reached. Lastly, a fragile ceasefire deal has been agreed upon between the U.S. and Iran, reopening the Strait of Hormuz to international shipping. This move paves the way for European allies to start escorting ships through the war zone, potentially helping to mend transatlantic relations. We'll continue to monitor these situations and provide updates as more information becomes available. As we conclude this evening's report, we emphasize the importance of diplomacy and cooperation in addressing global challenges. The NATO partnership has been a cornerstone of international security for decades, and it's crucial that leaders work together to find common ground and strengthen alliances. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we've been closely following the developments in the Middle East, where the conflict in Iran has sent shockwaves through the global energy market. Russia is set to reap a significant windfall from the crisis, with its main oil revenue expected to double to $9 billion in April. However, we must remain cautious and consider the human cost of conflict and its devastating impact on innocent civilians. In other news, we delved into the world of finance and explored the latest investor letter from Palm Valley Capital Management. The letter provided valuable insights into the fund's top contributors and its views on various stocks, including Heartland Express and Kelly Services. While there are signs of recovery in the freight recession, it's essential to approach these developments with caution and consider the broader market context. As we navigate these complex geopolitical and financial waters, it's crucial to remain fair, balanced, and unbiased in our analysis. We'll continue to bring you updates on these developing stories and provide you with timely insights to help you stay informed. Remember, as I always say, don't let the market volatility get you down. Stay informed and keep a level head. Good night. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we reported on the historic flyby of the moon's far side by the Artemis, the second astronauts, where they witnessed a rare solar eclipse and observed flashes emanating from the lunar surface caused by small meteorites. This extraordinary observation highlights the dynamic nature of our moon's surface and underscores the importance of understanding and mitigating the risks associated with meteorite impacts as we consider establishing permanent lunar bases. Next, we discussed the SpaceX Falcon 9 launch from Vandenberg Space Force Base, which left a trail of wonder in the Southern California sky. The launch was part of the Starlink Group 6 mission, and it showcased the incredible feats of engineering and technology that make such missions possible. However, as we celebrate these achievements, we must also acknowledge the importance of responsible and sustainable space exploration to ensure the long-term health of our planet and the preservation of our orbital environment. Lastly, we reflected on the significance of space exploration in shaping our world, from improving global communication and navigation to advancing our understanding of the universe. As we strive to become a multiplanetary species, it's essential that we do so with a deep appreciation for the beauty and fragility of our planet and a commitment to protecting it for generations to come. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. In our recent coverage, we've delved into several captivating stories that have shaped the landscape of various sports. Firstly, we examined the illustrious careers of #1 overall picks in the NFL, highlighting their talent, dedication, and perseverance. These exceptional athletes have left an indelible mark on the sport, and their contributions will undoubtedly continue to inspire future generations. We also ventured into the beautiful game, dissecting the intricacies of the FIFA World Cup's knockout stages. The rules governing extra time and penalty shootouts can be complex, but understanding these elements enhances our appreciation for the strategic decisions made by coaches and players alike. More recently, we turned our attention to the Masters, where golf enthusiasts are eagerly watching their favorite players take to the course. Scottie Scheffler is poised to make history by winning his 3rd title, while Bryson DeChambeau seeks his first Masters win in his 10th start. The NFL draft is also on the horizon, with teams finalizing their draft boards and our experts predicting potential game changers. In other news, the NCAA is considering changes to eligibility rules that could reshape college sports, and we've got updates on the Pistons, Flyers, Yankees, and more. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we took a look at the ongoing Senate race in Texas, where candidate James Tallarico is working to build bridges with the Black community through on-the-ground outreach and community service. Despite being seen as the underdog, Tallarico remains committed to listening to and addressing the concerns of all Texans. Next, we traveled to South Korea, where a dramatic search operation is underway for a wolf that escaped from its enclosure at a theme park zoo in Daejeon. Hundreds of emergency personnel are scouring the area, using drones and other resources to track down the animal and ensure public safety. And finally, we touched on an upcoming election in Peru, although it seems that story was not included in our summary tonight. These stories highlight the complex issues shaping our world today, from politics and community engagement to the unexpected interactions between humans and wildlife. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, we talked about the new romantic comedy, You, Me, Tuscany. While it's a fun and light-hearted watch with stunning scenery, it doesn't quite live up to the hype. The chemistry between the leads is undeniable, but the plot is predictable, and the dialogue often feels forced. Next, we touched on the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic, starring Jafar Jackson as the king of pop. From what I've seen, he's got the moves and music down pat, and I'm excited to see how the film chronicles MJ's extraordinary life and career. And finally, we took a look back at some of our previous discussions, including the latest rom-com trends and the importance of keeping it real in Hollywood. Remember, folks, if you want to make it in this town, you got to have thick skin and a sense of humor. Oh, grow up, and let's get real. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we reported on the alarming decline of megafauna and its potential impact on human evolution. researchers have discovered that the disappearance of large plant-eating mammals, known as megaherbivores, around 50,000 years ago may have driven the technological shift from heavy-duty stone tools to more sophisticated, smaller toolkits, potentially contributing to the evolution of larger brains in modern humans. Secondly, we covered the unprecedented heat wave that has shattered numerous daily temperature records across the United States. Scientists warn that climate change is having a profound impact on our weather patterns, with 6 of the nation's top 10 most abnormally hot months occurring in the last 5 years. A potential super strong El Niño event later this year could push global temperatures to new record levels, highlighting the urgent need for action to reduce our carbon footprint. Lastly, we discussed the devastating impact of climate change on our planet, with the recent news that the emperor penguin is now listed as a vulnerable species due to melting sea ice. This serves as a stark reminder of the far-reaching consequences of global warming, from water shortages to devastating natural disasters. These stories underscore the importance of staying informed and taking action to protect our planet. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we explore more fascinating stories from the world of science and discovery. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Atanacha for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.